Hi everyone, it's Katie here and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things teaching, languages and travel. So today's video is aimed at online ESL tutors who want to reach more students in China using the app Douyin, which is Chinese TikTok. So first, a quick introduction to Douyin. Douyin is the Chinese version of TikTok. It's actually exactly the same app owned by the same company. So TikTok is the international version. Douyin is the one used in mainland China. If you want to reach the mainland Chinese market, you need to be on Douyin. It's actually a huge app in China. So 2/3 of Chinese social media users are on Douyin. It has over 600 million daily users in China alone. And unlike the international app, which is more popular with teenagers and university students, the app in China is more popular with users aged 25 to 35. Now, if you're an online ESL tutor, particularly if you're teaching younger kids, Douyin is a fantastic place to be because this is the age range of most young parents in China who've just had their first child and they're looking perhaps for some English classes. Now on Douyin, you can post short video clips, you can add stickers, you can add music, you can add subtitles, fun filters and so on. And the idea is it's fun, short and simple videos for people to watch. So first, let's talk through how to install Douyin. So the installation is probably the most difficult part. I'd actually recommend installing both TikTok and Douyin together because the apps are the same. So in order to understand the Chinese interface on Douyin, you can just compare directly with TikTok. Now TikTok you just install as normal, same as any other app, just find it on the App Store. Douyin is generally only really promoted to users within mainland China. So now if you've got an Android phone, I would recommend going to the Douyin website where you can download directly the APK file. So this is like the actual file with the app in it. In China, it's quite common, so often companies will ask you to download the app directly and bypass an app store entirely. An alternative option is if you have a Chinese phone. So for example, my phone is a Huawei phone, therefore it already came pre-installed with the Huawei app store. We'll also find Douyin directly. Now you can find Douyin in the Google Play Store, it is there, but you need to first, within your Google Play account, you need to change it to set mainland China as your location. Now you can only change your location in the Google Play Store once per year, I believe. So if you do this, you're now stuck as being in mainland China for the next year. I'd probably recommend not doing that approach therefore. Now, if you've got an iPhone, you need to change your region to China. You can't download apps directly onto an iPhone. You have to go through the Apple App Store. So within your Apple App Store account, you just need to go to your profile, change the setting to say you're Chinese, and from there you should then just be able to search for Douyin. And now, once you've installed Douyin, you now want to create an account. You have various different sign-in options. I'd recommend just using your phone number. Essentially, you put your number in, make sure you've picked the right area code, and then they'll text you a code or something to confirm it, and you just sign up. Okay, now let's have a quick look at the overall interface when you first log into Douyin. So firstly, on the right where you'll be taken when you first arrive is like the homepage, and it just shows you recommended videos. Now on the top you've got several options to pick between. So it starts with recommended. To the left of that you've got accounts you're following, and then to the left of that you've got accounts in your city, so people nearby. Now I've got my location turned off, so it's not going to load anything. Then the next tab along here is friends. Then across here you've got your notifications. So the first one, we've got a picture here of some people in it. That's your latest followers or fans, it's called. Then you've got updates like people liking your videos or commenting. And there's also private messaging underneath, so people might send you a private message to you through this system. And then on the right, you've got me. So this is your profile page. So in terms of making your profile more attractive, I've not done too much to mine, but I'm going to talk you through what you need to do. Now at the top, you've got your profile picture. I would recommend picking just a nice simple picture. It could include your teaching background if you want to attract younger kids. It could be more professional if you want to attract adult students. If you teach on another platform already, like VIP Kid or Powerfish or somewhere, maybe pick the same picture as you used there. And in that way, people who find you on Douyin instantly recognize you. Second is your name. Now you can pick any name you like. It can be in Chinese or in English, but there's only 20 characters long. I just went for 凯特姐姐, means sister Katie in Chinese. You can also write things like teacher Katie perhaps. If you've got a name elsewhere on other platforms, you might want to use that. You might also want to add in that in Chinese, English teacher, 英语老师. I'll put the characters for that below, because then when people see your account on the browsing features, they'll come up straight away. Okay, next we've got Douyin Hao. This is your Douyin ID. So this is what people can search for if they want to follow you directly. I would recommend for this putting your WeChat ID if you can, if it accepts it, or you could use your teacher ID if you're teaching on other platforms. You want your students to find you on Douyin. Something easy to remember that people can simply type in to find you. Next up, you've got your self-introduction. Now, I'm not going to go through mine because it's a bit rubbish, but I'll give you a few suggestions of things you might want to include. The first is a link to your WeChat. Now, Douyin blocks the word WeChat, so you can't write WeChat and then your WeChat ID. You can't write Weixin, which is the Chinese word for WeChat. But there are some shorthands that people have come up with. One is just the letter V. Another one is WX. You can also write V and then a heart symbol because that sounds in Chinese like the word WeChat. So these kind of shorthand notations and then your WeChat ID. Definitely include that at the top of your profile description. You also want to add something about your highlights, like for example, if you have 8 years teaching experience, write that down. Or if you studied English at university or you majored in education studies, something like that. So some kind of key highlight that's special about you. And then maybe a reminder about what your profile, what your account is about. So like weekly videos with English learning tips or learn a new word every day with Katie. Now, I would recommend translating it into Chinese just because Douyin, everything's in Chinese, but it doesn't have a built-in translation function. Just put it in Google Translate and translate that into Chinese. Right, underneath that, we've got 性别. This means your gender. So the choices, the top is 男, means male. One in the middle, 女, means female. And the bottom one is just like, prefer not to say. So just pick from those. Then we've got your birthday. Below that, you've got your location. At the very top, it says temporarily don't show my location. That's the top one. Then under that, we've got one using the location services to find your nearest location. I'd have location services turned off, but if you click on that, you'll find the city near you. And then below that, you have the options to just scroll down through a whole long list of every single country. It's done by alphabetical order by the Chinese name for that country. So I'd recommend just going Google Translate, translate your country's name into Chinese, see what letter it starts with, and then try and find it in the list. Okay, now below that we've got 学校. This means your school or your university. So first bit just says the university. You can pick from a list. Underneath that, you've got your departments, like the education department, the Chinese department, foreign languages department, whatever. So pick the one that's relevant. Again, they're in Chinese, so you'll need to translate stuff. Under that, you've got the entry date, when did you start studying there. Underneath that, we got 学历. This is like the level of the education level. And I'm going to put on the screen what options come up. The first one means like vocational studies. The second one means undergraduate. The third one means master level. And the fourth one is PhD. So just pick the relevant level. And then at the bottom there, you've got your privacy settings. You can see this information. I've left it at the top, which means it's public. Underneath that, you've got only people within your school. And underneath that, you've got just me. The last part then, here we're looking at the banner picture along the top. Now this is the Douyin default, but if you want, I would recommend setting your banner picture to some kind of poster style thing promoting your English classes in your WeChat QR code, putting free trial class with teacher Katie, or putting pictures of you and your teaching or something teaching related. Okay, next up, I want to have a look at some example TikTok accounts from other ESL teachers online, particularly those who are a bit more popular than me. So first up, let's have a look at Xiao Ke Li, this guy. You see his name in Chinese is his Chinese name, followed by Kechang, which means like classroom. It's a bit like saying teacher Katie's classroom. So it immediately says he's something to do with teaching and education. Then if we look at his profile, you can see at the very top, he's written study with me, please study with me. He's written the letter V, then colon, then his WeChat ID. As I said before, this symbol V is kind of shorthand for WeChat. He's written that he studied Chinese at University of Cambridge. He has 10 years of Chinese learning experience. Then he says analysis of English-Chinese cultural differences, and then how to study pronunciation, travel, business English, English grammar, IELTS, etc. What are you waiting for? Send me a message. So you can quite clearly see that in his introduction, he's got a very strong call to action. Send me a message for some classes. It's also very clear about what his account is about. Let's have a look at some example videos he's done here. Here we've got look for, seek. So he's picked out a few example keywords and he's explaining what the differences are between these two. He introduces some example sentences and he's using this to help people understand these words are often mixed up by people learning English. The next account I want to look at is, here we've got Kristen. So she's written at the top here, Kristen, English teacher. She's also put here at 9 o'clock, we have she bought like a live streaming. Again, she's put in her profile here, a Canadian girl, like from Canada, study English with me every day. 加油, which means like, yes, you can do it, keep it up. Classes, sign up, and then she's got a chat link. Let's have a look at some example videos she posts. The first one, let's pick this one, got quite a few views. Okay, it's looking at some words that are closely related, up and down. The words upside, downside, upside down. So it's kind of a fun play on some fun words, and she also explains how you can use these in some example sentences as well. Okay, should we have a look at one more? Ben from the UK, and he's put Ben, English teacher, and then he's got an English flag. So again, immediately obvious what his account is about. In his description, he's written English style, native English speaker, so from the UK, British English. He's got a TEFL certificate, he has an education master's degree, and it says to consult about classes, please add me on WeChat. This time he's used the shorthand V and then a heart symbol, and his WeChat ID is here. My WeChat for free to join my English learning group. So he's also got a group class, a group chat on WeChat for people interested in learning English. Now, he's posted lots of videos, and I noticed that a lot of his videos are like on a particular theme and a list of new words. He's either got ones where he just picks out keywords on a theme, or he's got some where he's looking specifically at pronunciation. So let's have a look at one of those. So he's picked out some common words, how they're actually formally written, like going to, and then how it's actually pronounced in everyday conversation, gonna. So it's kind of looking at English slang. So that's quite a nice kind of video things to post. Again, probably aimed at like intermediate level learners, I would say. In terms of what to post on Douyin then, ideas include things like a word of the week. You could look at idioms, you can look at international culture, like cultural activities related to your country. You look at cultural differences in terms of how things are done in China versus your country. It's particularly relevant if you've lived in China before. You can post study tips. You can share your favorite English learning apps or websites. You can look at pronunciation, for example, comparing common errors like the word ship versus sheep. They sound kind of similar, but they're very different meanings. You can also do vocab lists by topic, like a list of your favorite animals on a farm, that kind of thing. So something short and sweet and just on one specific point. And next, I want to talk through a few top tips as to how to reach more people organically on Douyin. So the first one, in terms of your actual videos themselves, you post regularly. So if you're posting every day or every other day, it immediately looks like you're a more active account, which Douyin likes. Use hashtags which pick up on English learning topics, popular news topics that will be interest to your target audience. So make sure you put these in Chinese. Again, Google Translate is great for translating things. And I also put a few suggestions below in the comments with some suggestions of popular tags relating to English learning. Another one is simply location tags, and this is quite useful if you live in an area that's got a lot of Chinese expat kids and maybe you want to target them, or if it's somewhere that lots of Chinese people go on holiday because they might be looking on Douyin for accounts and videos relating to that place. There's also a few videos you can do that are specifically kind of collaborating with other accounts. Now, sometimes it can be official collaboration, so you and your friend both have a Douyin account and you post a video on each other's accounts. You can also do something called duets. I would recommend playing about with this on TikTok first so you understand how it all works. But essentially the idea is that you can respond to someone else's video and include both of them in one video clip on your account. This works particularly well with things like songs. A lot of English learning companies post songs that they've made for their students. You could sing along with that song and post that video then on your own account, and people might share that as well. The final thing I'll say is in terms of your actual videos themselves, at the end of the video or even in the middle, try and encourage people to like, to share and to comment on the video, because this kind of engagement really tells Douyin that your content is valuable and people like it. This sort of symbol, this heart symbol, is often used for like a heart shape in China, with one hand, your thumb and your first finger. So this is quite a cute way at the end being like, hope you liked it, encouraging them to give a like. You can ask people to comment with an example sentence using the word that you've taught or something like that. And again, that kind of encourages that engagement. Okay, now other things you can do in terms of reaching people directly. You can do the whole like mass following accounts. They get a notification saying they've got a new follower. Personally, I wouldn't recommend this because you could get like blocked, or there could be issues if you're mass following and unfollowing accounts. I think it's much better to interact more directly with the account. So for example, if you find a parent posting about their child, you can just write a few nice comments on some videos saying, wow, your child's English is fantastic, or wow, that holiday looks like so much fun. And this is quite a good way to start connecting with people. Now, in terms of where to find these people, one option is simply to look for the Douyin accounts of big name companies like Powerfish, VIP Kid, Dada ABC, GoGo Kid, all of those big ESL online teaching companies. So go into their account, look at their followers and see if anyone there seems relevant to you and who your target audience is. And again, you can give them a follow, you can like their posts, you can write a short comment or something positive about their videos, start to interact with them. Don't just spam message them saying, book an English class with me. Try and build up more of a relationship first. Okay, next up I want to work through how you can post on Douyin using some of these ideas. So if you want to post something, you need to first go to the plus symbol in the middle at the bottom. Now you see there's a few different options on the bottom here. The first one is KTV like songs. We're not going to do that. Then we've got here our kind of pieces, short videos. This is like 15 seconds, 60 seconds and so on. Here we've got a quick video. Then we've got here more like a film or putting together a video using their templates. And then we've got here is the live streaming option. So we're not going to do any of those. We're going to start with the one in the middle, which is the default one, which is just like quick, get me started now. So we're going to want to go to a video I just pre-recorded. And this video is talking about the word take, how to use the word take in different sentences. So I just recorded this as a quick example. Okay, let's have a look then at how you can edit this video. First thing we're going to do is add a bit of text. So this video was about the keyword take. So I'm just going to write take here in the middle. We'll probably put it in the middle of the page. Some nice fonts. Maybe change the color, make it a nice color and so on. You can play around with this. You can also add subtitles, and these are automatically generated, which is kind of nice. Oh, this is great. It's got a mixture here of English and Chinese, which is really nice. Now, what you might want to do, if you're just speaking English in your video, you can just copy and paste if you click the edit button. You can edit these and you can copy and paste them into Google Translate and then put the Chinese in it. That way you'll have automatically generated Chinese subtitles that follow along with what you've been saying. Now I'm not going to play around too much with this, but you can edit these if you would like to. We've also got a few options here in terms of adding different pictures and clips and things. Again, it's similar to TikTok or Instagram if you've used those a lot before. So I mentioned in the video you can take the bus, so maybe we'll look for a picture of a bus, could be quite useful, and you can adjust the time so we don't want it to appear the whole video. We want to wait till we get to, here we talked about take the bus to school. It's good if you've got the subtitles so you can see it. Okay, now when you're happy with it, you just click next step. And here's where you can start posting your video description, some more information about the video, things like that. And then we're also going to add a few useful hashtags. We click here on hashtags. We're going to type in, and again, you can just copy paste from Google Translate. 学英语 means study English, and gives you some different options. English new words. English speaking, that's quite a good one for this. Then here you've got location. And underneath here, we've got here your privacy settings. The one at the top with the open lock means public. You probably want to make your video public if you want to reach lots of people. And then you simply at the bottom click the big this button at the bottom here, which then will submit your video and upload it to your channel. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at what that video actually looks like. So you can see how it all comes together. It's quite quick. We just run through it very quickly. You can add obviously a lot more features, animations, and so on.
嗨，大家好，今天我们的单词是 take。take 有5个用法。第一个 take someone。Mom takes me to school。妈妈接我去学校。2. Take time. It takes 5 minutes to go to school. 去学校要5分钟。Number 3. Take transport. I take the bus to school. 我坐公交车去学校。Number 4. Take medicine. I have a headache. I should take some medicine. 我头疼，我要吃药。 Number 5. It takes a lot of dedication to learn English. 学英语要多坚持努力。你学会了吗？给我写个句子。
Okay, so you can see it's roughly there. We need to play around with maybe the subtitles, try and make sure they're all correct and all fit properly on the screen. But it gives you a quick idea as to what kind of videos you can easily make on Douyin. And what I'd recommend doing if you're playing around with Douyin, have TikTok open at the same time, because if you're looking at the two, the interfaces are pretty much the same, and so you'll be able to understand exactly what each part means. We haven't really looked here at some of the filters and extra special effects and things that you can add in, something for you to have a bit of fun with. Okay, so I hope you found this video useful. We've looked at Douyin, Chinese TikTok, why it's an important place to be if you're an online ESL tutor in China, how to set it up, how to create your account, how to optimize your profile, what kind of things to post, and some example accounts, and also like how to actually go through the process and then reaching more people as well. So quite a lot of content there. If you found this useful, please don't forget to give this video a like and give me a follow, posting lots of useful, hopefully useful things about reaching more students in China and top tips for ESL tutors on this channel. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time.